It says going live. It says we're live, so I don't know if we are on YouTube yet or not. But
yeah, we are.
All right. Welcome from the crossroads of America. A talk show shooting with disabilities, but we also talk about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind or our minds. Depends who's in the panel. We'll answer questions from the audience either in the chat or by email at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I have a Patreon page and PayPal and all the other good stuff down there in the info section below. So there we go. Got that out of the way. Let's see real quick while we're waiting for people to show up. Let's see. First in the room tonight was Gun-Loving Grandpa. Then G23, Kingpin so far. So people are starting to come in, you know. And let me introduce my panel. Up here in the corner, we got Night Strike. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay, then we got New York Outcast.
Hello, hello. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us.
No problem. Then we got the one and only Squibload.
Yep.
Then from This Week Unloaded, we got Rich.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Good. All right. I mean, really, be honest with you, shooting with disabilities, I haven't been shooting for two reasons. One, there's still a small ammo shortage around. It's starting to come back around here, but ammo's still, hard to find. Plus, it's been too damn hot.
I agree with you on the hot one.
So I haven't been doing any shooting on the disability side, But I overall, because of the heat, even though I don't like the heat that much, I mean, arthritic-wise, I'm not feeling bad. Because when it's warm, my joints don't hurt so bad. My back always hurts, but that's just part of having what I got. So, besides that, I don't know. I mean, we've had this discussion before. I said, when it's this hot, if I'm going to go shooting, I'll go out. If I was going to go shooting, I would go shooting early in the morning or later in the evening or like around now time. But it's still, here it's still warm and muggy out. It's humid as hell, And right now we got thunderstorms that just show up out of nowhere, so you can get caught off guard if you're not careful. But hey, if I had my own homestead, I could have my own little range right outside my back door. Maybe wouldn't even have to get off the deck. You know what I'm saying? Undercover and keep on shooting. So, but that's for another story anyway.
I don't know, Rick. I want to see you reenact the the Gran Torino "Get Off My Lawn."
Oh yeah,
I want to see you reenact that.
I didn't have a gun in my hand or anything, but I remember one time in England. I was only in my late 20s, early 30s. I was yelling at kids to get off my goddamn lawn. Because I lived on a corner, my house that I owned the house. I didn't rent it. I owned it. Was a corner plot, and those bastard kids would cut across the corner of my yard instead of walking around on the sidewalk. They would cut across my yard, and you could see the grass was wearing out, and there was becoming like a path across my yard. It used to piss me off big time. I had a parent come up and knock on my door one time and said, you threatened to hit my kid. I said, if you don't stay off my goddamn grass, I still might. And they said, well, you do that, you'll take me on. I said, let's go for it. And you can stay off my grass too.
All right, Rick.
Now I was feisty back in those days.
I think you're still pretty pricey.
So
yeah, that's how you handle it.
Gotta have a stern hand.
Teach the kids some damn respect before I do.
Yeah, basically. I said, they're only cutting across your yard. I said, yeah, the often word, my yard. You know, I said, how would you like me to go walking across your yard every day? You know? So, anyway, I just told him to get the hell out. Just leave me, just stay off my lawn and shut the door on them.
Not only that, but all the garbage loads to blow in the corner lots. Like, you get, I don't know if it's because it's the corner or what, but the trash just flows in your yard. I used to have a corner lot. It's horrible.
Well, the what's called? I had a like in the backyard, it was all fenced. I had a 6-foot brick wall down one side, then along the back and the other side, I had 6-foot high panel fencing. So I was pretty secluded, you know. But except for the front yard where they were cutting across my front yard, which was that was open to the. And I was thinking of putting a fence up in the front yard actually to stop the damn kids from cutting across it. But I should have stuck up. I thinking about it now after all these years, I should have put up an electric fence and shocked the shit out of them. But,
all right,
you know,
Barbed wire.
yeah. So,
Razor wire works better.
yeah.
That might be a problem. It's harder to find. You can get it. You can order it online and stuff, but if you want it today, it's going to be harder to find.
Yeah, but how I've seen them do it, these gang members just take off their leather jackets, throw it across the top of it, and slide on over. You know? So. Yeah.
There's differences between razor and barb.
Gun Snob says, and what does Rick have to complain about today? Not a lot, really. I'm not complaining today. Today's a pretty good day. The heat, you know, but hell, I'd rather have the heat than have the cold and snow. So, and I know that much. But, so, what else is new with you guys? Anything?
nada.
No. But also, I was thinking. Actually, I was sitting here. I don't know. Somehow my camera is showing more. I said I got my. I think I mentioned it on. Was it on Saturday? I got some 380s here. I got to work on. I'm going to do them this week, maybe tomorrow and Friday. Is redo all these ones that I messed up. I mean, you can't see it, but there's one that the bullet was set too deep. So I got to get those all undone, and there's some here that are over the overall length and stuff. These were my screw ups when I first started doing 380s. So I got to take care of them and redo them. That'll keep me busy for an hour or two. I can't see no rush in getting them done. And I've got I said I've got everything for that. You know, I just reuse when I open them up. I'll save the powder and just reuse it all because everything in it is good. The primers are good. The bullets are good. The powder is good. So, you know, it ain't going to cost me a damn penny except for my time. And it ain't like I got to go to work tomorrow. You know, you know what I'm saying? I just got to go down to the diner, meet the guys. And I don't really have to go to the diner. I like going. You know,
It's for the socialization.
Yeah, it's more for the social stuff than anything else.
You know, grab a cup of coffee, read the paper, talk to the guys.
Yeah, solve the world.
Well, is the food good?
Yeah. Oh, it depends on what you eat and who's cooking. Right?
Ain't that the truth?
You know, yeah. I mean, there's certain things there that, I mean, I love meatloaf, right? But unfortunately, the cook that makes it there at Deb's Truck Stop, hope nobody's listening, their meatloaf is not the greatest. You know, I tried it twice. and both times I couldn't eat it. It was that bad, you know. And I remember the guys telling me when it was up on them, because it's on the menu every, I can't think what day it is now. And I said, said, I ain't having the meatloaf. They said, no, it's terrible here, ain't it? I said, well, you guys could have told me before I tried it twice. But I don't know.
Rick, some things you just have to learn by experience.
Yeah. And
Yeah. It happens.
now
I've
and
had some
then,
bad meatloaf.
when they do,
Like, I'm not quite sure how you make bad meatloaf, but I've had some bad meatloaf.
yeah. They do a night when you get pork chops. They do them in a sort of like a breadcrumb batter type thing, which isn't bad, but they're thin. But occasionally, if you're not careful, because they must be buying the whole pork loin and having it sliced. So when you get down to when you're getting down towards the the butt end, the hip, where the fresh ham is, right there, you slice there, and it comes a bit bony. And if you get one of those, it's off-putting. I've had that served to me once. Personally, myself, if I was the owner, I wouldn't even serve that up. But I don't own the place.
I like thin fried pork chops. Just like fry them quick. They get like this, I don't know, little crispness going on. They seem good that way. A lot of the breading mix on them, I don't know, just doesn't work for me. They get, soggy kind of. What do you got? The oven fry, extra crispy pork. It's so. It's really not the. I don't know. I'm different, I guess. I just really just give me the meat, man.
Yeah, I walked in there today at around 10 o'clock Eastern time, the only time zone that matters. And they start serving lunch at 10:15 because a lot of these old farmers and old boys around here, they're up at the crack of dawn, 4 o'clock in the morning. So 10 o'clock, they gone through half a day already, So, but I was in there 10 o'clock Wednesdays. I didn't want any anyway, but I said Wednesday. Got a brand new waitress because the other one's finally left. And I said it's Wednesday. I said it's biscuits and gravy. She goes, yeah, but we don't have any. I said I wasn't going to order it anyway, but that's what I can tell you what the menu is for every morning. What breakfast is. Lunch, I'm a bit. I don't follow the lunch that much because she has some weird stuff like meatloaf, Polish sausage, and then she'll have ham and beans and I think yesterday it was chicken dumplings.
Rick, ham and beans is an old Indiana favorite.
I know it is. I like it, but I don't want it.
Nothing's wrong with chicken and dumplings. Unless the dumplings suck.
You're right. But it's not something that I like that much. I eat it. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's not something that I would eat once a week. You know what I'm saying? But I had my good old standby today. Hamburger and French fries, lettuce, tomato, and onion.
So which diner is this you go to?
This is Deb's Truck Stop.
Okay.
In Birdseye, Indiana.
They got a salad buffet?
Yeah, only at the weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And it's because she only opens from, I think it's 6 in the morning to 1 o'clock, I think. Monday to Thursday. Then Friday she does one. She closes the door at 2. then reopens again at 4, then does 4 to 8. And she does the buffet in the Friday evenings. Then Saturday, she's open from 6 to 8 all day. You know?
It used to be a little diner around here, or a truck stop place. It's closed down now. I guess they've had a lot of trouble there in the nightclub section. But for the longest, they had a restaurant thing that was pretty good, man. Like nobody knew about it. I don't think. We stopped in there. They had a salad buffet. Steak was like affordable, cooked good. Like the meat looked like decent grade. I would assume. Some places it makes you wonder, but everything was great, affordable. It was like our normal place. It was funny because we'd show up in a car and had a bunch of little kids going into the truck stop to go get dinner and stuff. But it was I'd rather do that than go to the typical places or whatever. Unfortunately, I don't know if they sold stuff too cheap or what the hell happened, but they went out of business when the other part went out. So
yeah,
it's a shame. I missed that place.
Okay, I mean, good example was this past Friday. I mean, like the lunchtime special was fried chicken, French fries, coleslaw, and the salad bar. $8, and that included a drink. You know, so
Yeah.
So I mean, and the salad bar is basically all you can eat. You can go back to the salad bar as many times as you want. Yeah. So
That's not bad for $8.
I know.
I mean, you can't even get a salad a lot of places for $8.
Yeah. I mean, and like if you want, breakfast. I mean, it's not degraded. I mean, breakfast ain't bad. I can tell you. I mean, like Monday and Tuesday. Monday sausage and egg, and Tuesday's bacon and egg. It's 2 eggs, and like bacon. I think I had 5 or 6 strips. 2 eggs, the bacon, toast, and a drink for $5. And we're not talking a small drink. We're talking a big 16-ounce glass of iced tea. So. Or you can have a soda. You can have any drink. It's all included in the price. Or you can even go for coffee. You're entitled to, So, there we go. Yeah, every day breakfast is $5. I know the menu off by heart for breakfast, as I said. Monday is sausage and eggs. Tuesday's bacon and eggs. Wednesday's biscuits and gravy. Thursday is fried bologna and eggs. And Friday is French toast and bacon. Okay. Same menu every week. So we're all very quiet there. Nobody's talking. So anyway, how we got into food? How in the hell we got into food? I don't know, but there we go. Anyway,
Gotta eat.
What?
So we all gotta eat.
Yep. So I know, but it's I as everybody knows, I don't eat on Wednesdays till after I do this show. Why? I've never figured it out, but that's just the way I am. I think it is because I want to make sure I don't want to rush to eat. So I don't know. That's why I like doing if I go out shooting and stuff, I want to go out in the morning. And I don't care if I'm there for 30 minutes or I'm there for 3 or 4 hours. But once I come home, the afternoon's mine. Even if I want to sit my fat ass in my recliner and watch YouTube, I can do it. The thought of sitting in my recliner in the morning watching YouTube and saying, "Oh, I'm going down the range this afternoon," would bother the hell out of me, because all I'll be thinking about is well, I got to leave here at so and so to be there by that time, and I don't know why, but that's just the way I think. That's like when I worked. Hey, I admire Squib for working the shifts he does, because I worked second shift for a little while for the government. Oh man, it drove me absolutely crazy. I couldn't get anything done in the morning because I was worried I was always going to be late for work. So I didn't do anything in the morning because I was going to be late. It's I guess I'm just messed. I guess I'm more messed up than I realized. But that's how it goes.
Second shift can be a pain. I did that for a small period of time. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Although I did do stuff in the morning, and then went to work, and then you can't just come home and hit a switch and go to sleep. So you'd handle stuff at home and this and that, and then you'd be rushing to go to bed, and then wake up to handle whatever you got to handle, and then go back to work. And it did kind of suck because you were very limited on your time of when
Yeah.
which like time as far as normal business hours. You know what I mean? So I guess definitely a hindrance.
I thought it was.
Yeah. My wife, she worked a third shift, graveyard shift, basically at the emergency room, and before that, she worked that shift at a nursing home.
Yeah, some people can get used to doing that kind of stuff. I just couldn't. Oh, I mean, I had a girlfriend, if you want to call it at my age, mind you, this a few years ago when I was in my 50s. I had a girlfriend. We lived together, and she worked third shift. And I don't know how in the hell she did it. So I only saw her. I worked day shift, so I only saw her in the afternoons and evenings before she went to work. So it was weird, but it didn't last. I mean, it lasted a couple of years, and that was it. She got mad at me.
Until you both had a day off and she made green bean casserole.
Yeah. Oh, green bean casserole.
No, she made mac and cheese and grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yeah. She was a great cook. She really was. But she would get mad at me because when I was with her is when I was diagnosed with diabetes, and she got mad at me because I wouldn't do what I was told to do by the doctors.
I understand that. It's an investment. If you're just going to knock yourself off, why should she bother with wasting her time?
It's my
she
body.
Doesn't want to be your babysitter wiping your ass.
It's my body, my life.
Yeah, she's got that choice too. I mean,
that's right.
You can't hate her for it.
She made that choice. So I'm fine with it. So there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I told the girl I was dating once, found out she was a stripper. I was like, you got to give up the job or me. And she quit me because the job paid more, I guess. So true story. So, I'm fine with it.
You have a problem with your girlfriend being a stripper?
It's a problem for me. Hell yeah. I should have picked up on it, I guess, but I don't know. We just, whenever we hung out, we always stayed at a hotel. We ate out at nice places. She refused to let me to pay for anything. I don't know. But about 2 weeks in, I finally figured it out. So, and I got invited to the club to see it's not as bad as what people think. And no, it's not something for me. So.
So, you want that all to yourself. You don't want to share it.
Yeah, I don't need my buddies going down there and, throwing dollars at my lady. No, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Okay, let's move on. I'm trying. I mean, I'd be honest with you. I was hoping Will and Well Armed to be in here or somebody. We could find some more topics to talk about on this disability side. But I didn't. I'm going to be honest. I didn't do no research today, so that's my fault. But but so let's go on to what I do know. Is
wow, Two Live Moo just left a comment from Rob.
She paid for the dinner with singles.
I can't see the chat, so
she paid for dinner with singles.
No, I don't think it was singles. she had her stuff down for sure.
Yeah. Oh. So. Yeah, well, Gunsnob said he'll be fine with it if she's willing to be the sugar mama.
She was willing.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't know what your problem was.
Yeah. Well, I should add, she kind of turned out to be a stalker afterward too. So it might have been a good thing in the end. That they just stopped early. Because I'll just leave it there.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, should we go on to what do you want to talk about? Politics? Conspiracy theories? I don't know.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's an open floor. What do you guys want to talk about? I mean, I'm tired of I know you guys got to be careful hanging out with me. We could be targeted as domestic terrorists because we voted for Trump. So, also, now I don't know if it's true or not, but you see, what was it last? What did I read this morning? Tucker Carlson last night on TV accused the National Security Agency of spying on him. And supposedly whistleblower from the one of those agencies told him personally that he was being watched. And he says, I know I'm being watched because this whistleblower read him some info he put in an email to somebody else. And nobody else knows about it. So there you go. Is it conspiracy? I don't know. But I thought the NSA were not allowed to do that under the thing they weren't allowed to target Americans.
Patriot Act.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. Yeah, Patriot Act.
The Patriot Act allows them to do whatever the fuck they want.
The Patriot Act was only meant to be around for 2 or 3 years. You know how that goes?
Yeah, it's like the IRS.
Yep. You want to know how they're able to do that? That's how.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's kind of known that they pretty much spy on a lot of people, so they collect that on damn near everybody. It's whether they choose to actually look at it or for some reason or another. So when you become a person of interest, then you're looked at. And how that could be used is debatable. That's the conspiracy part, where some people believe the government and everything about it is up and crystal clear, and others think propaganda is a thing, and
I don't trust the government.
Perception's more important. So I don't know.
I mean, I don't trust the government personally.
I don't either. But that's
but also trying to be secretive. Oh, I don't want to give you my my name and my address and all this shit the government's already got it. Unless you're completely off grid, I mean, literally off grid, i.e., you've never had a driving license, you've never had a credit card, you never opened a bank account, all you done, none of that, then they might not know who you are. But a driving license, they've got your name and address right there. They've got you with your social security number. You know what I'm saying?
Well, with some information, they may have a name, photo, number, this or that, but your life history, what you're into, could be different depending how you live your lifestyle. The way most people do, they advertise everything, so just like all the apps, the permissions, I mean, everything's out in public. It's the theory of I got nothing to hide, and I want this new game or whatever the hell it is. So most people just voluntarily give a lot of information away, which some companies willingly tell you they sell that data off for advertisement and other purposes, for research through some of these companies, which is third-party people that do God knows what. So a lot of people are pretty generous with their information. So, and if you're in the public spotlight or anything like that, or have anything, if you're a government employee, then it's even more obvious. Anybody, law enforcement, sheriff's department, you can find out just about anything about anybody. Without trying too much. And then if you spend some money, it's, God only knows. In some cases, you got to buy back your own information, and then hope that it's not just duplicated again. So to me, this is no shock. But I obviously, whether Tucker Carlson his accusation is true or not, I got no clue. But it wouldn't surprise me either way.
Yeah, but where I was going with that is, I mean, he has a huge following on a national cable channel, right? So he can, I mean, like he did, he on air, he said it, right? And he's got lawyers behind him to back him up in case they try to sue him for some reason or another, right? But me or you, what do we got? Nothing, So the reason they're spying on him is because they want to get his show off the air.
Right. So Rick, that means, keep your nose clean, keep your head down, and don't say anything super, super right wing.
Yeah. Basically.
I hate to say it like that, but if they're watching, well, they're watching.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not gonna change my beliefs.
I'm not telling you to. I'm just saying, just don't say it out loud if you're thinking it. Right now, we're literally in 1984. So,
Yeah. I mean, look, if they decided to come and spy on me right now, I mean, I got an AR-15 on the wall hanging up behind me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, right. You imagine if I was in one of those states that, all guns have to be locked up at all times, and they'd be freaking out with that on the wall.
You'd hate that too.
So it's, Indiana here is pretty lax in that side of it. I mean, I've got a gun laying on the table next to my recliner, a firearm there, handgun, and I've got my carry gun. I don't have it on right now because I'm just wearing my ragged T-shirt and shorts there. But my carry gun is next to my bed in the bedroom, sitting there. I got my shotgun in my 22. They're in a gun case, but they're just sitting right here on the floor. They're not locked up anywhere.
I don't recommend just leaving it on the table open like that, just in case, because somebody kicks your door in. Because if your door gets kicked in, the bad guy may have your gun before you do. So, I mean, having it there is fine, but out of sight, out of mind. I would have it there with the book over it or something. So, therefore, it's there. But God forbid something happens. Yeah, you're not just handing somebody, some junkie, a tool.
I don't know if it shows up on the screen or not, but right now the key to my gun cabinet's sitting in the lock there, so that's even unlocked.
Yeah, don't do that either.
So you can tell that I'm a bad influence to gun owners, I guess. Hey, that's just take it as it
Well,
comes.
the odds are a lot less likely in your area.
Well,
yeah, but
you
in
say
mine,
that.
according to Google, I think it's 3 out of 100 can expect to get that a home invasion or something like I forgot what it is within a year or something like that. I don't know, but so it's probably different where you are or something. But
well, you say that.
here it's a daily occurrence.
Louisville, Kentucky, right, is a mighty rough city. They have a lot of trouble there.
No kidding.
It's about a 45-minute drive from here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even though I'm out in the middle of nowhere, I mean, they could come out here without any problems if they wanted to. That's all I'm saying.
I went to high school right outside of Louisville, so
yeah. So, but I don't know. It's all I'm saying is, I mean, I'm trying not to fall into the trap of the mainstream media. How we're being targeted, we're domestic terrorists, and I heard one the other, was it today? I read it or yesterday or something, where which is true that you can go to a state and request the voter rolls, whatever you want to call it, people who are registered to vote, right? Which is open, which is public information, right? This is talking about conspiracy theory, right? Is like the Democrats are getting these, looking who all the registered Republicans are, then marking them down as potential domestic terrorists, so they voted for Trump. That's what I heard. That's what I read yesterday, I think it was. So I don't know.
Yeah. I wouldn't put too much into it, Rick. I mean, there's been stuff in the past too with goes back to a conspiracy theory. I don't want to get anybody going about people putting different colored dots on mailboxes through the postal service, kind of to mark you as far as your political leanings. And then there was a lot of people that had ideas that meant something was coming to, and this and that. So I mean, what people want to do and what they can actually pull off sometimes, I think, are two different things. So, I don't know. I mean, they're definitely setting a narrative that anybody, I don't know, I guess in some ways like us could be an issue. So, I think, and that's going to make the masses try to just go like the flow of water and kind of stay away from, our types in a sense, in order not to get a stink eye. So, but a lot of people aren't as dumb as I think the mainstream media thinks they are.
Yeah. I don't think so either. I think people are waking up, and personally, I believe. I want to believe that there was a lot of people who were on the fence, voted for the our beloved president of the United States, Biden, with his 80 million legal votes. They voted for him because they didn't want to vote for Trump. Realized they made a mistake. They wish they hadn't. Put it that way. But saying that, there was a poll. This was on Fox, their Fox website. Was when it comes to his policies like immigration, gun control, health, and infrastructure, he's pretty low on the polls. But for a person to like, he's at 56%. You know what I'm saying? I find that hard to justify in my mind. If he's doing shit, why do you still like him? You know? But maybe he's got that grandpa look about him. I don't know.
No, all you gotta know about Democrats is look at the way they threw a temper tantrum in the legislature in Ohio when the lady was up there, the representative, I forget what her name is, but she was a Republican, reading off the amendment that they were passing in the House to ban transsexuals from competing in women's sports. And they were banging their desks and slamming their cups on their desk and banging their chairs and growling and barking like dogs and all this other shit while she's up there trying to read this amendment. Like a bunch of immature 5-year-olds. I don't know if you saw the video or not, but they were pathetic.
It sounds funny.
Oh my God. Honest to God, it was like a bunch of petulant kids in kindergarten not getting their way.
Yeah, it seems that way. It seems that way. And, you know, people say, you know, when 2022, when we got a good chance of winning back the House and the Senate, that's still 18 months away. And they can do a lot of damage in that 18 months. You know? And of course, people say, well, the filibuster. But the only reason they haven't been able to get rid of the filibuster is because of 2 Democrats who don't want to. But 18 months of pressure on them, are they going to be able to take it? You know what I'm saying?
Well, remember, the end of this year, the Democrats are going to be losing some congressional districts. It may not have to last that long. I don't remember what the count is, but the Democrats are losing more seats in the House than what Republicans are, depending on how many, because of the census, depending on how many actually end up being lost by the Democrats because of the census. They could end up losing the House without having a vote cast.
That would more likely be rigged to keep the House. But talking about rigged.
Well, no, because they have to take the seats from the areas where the lower population is in that state.
Yeah.
So, one of the districts they're talking about might be going bye-bye is AOC's.
Is who?
AOC's.
I hope it does. I really do.
There's this one of the districts is also going to be one out of Los Angeles. I know Los Angeles, they said, is losing at least one district. There's going to be a lot of Democrat strongholds that are going to be losing districts.
Yeah. What I want to know about AOC, she's been a Congress person, right, for 3 years now. When she went there, she was up to debt to her eyeballs. Now she's worth $2 million. How is that possible, earning $174,000 a year?
Speaking engagements.
You know what I'm saying? You add up their salaries, it don't work out to what they're worth now.
Yeah, but they do speaking engagements and things like that, and they're allowed to get paid for it. So that's where they make their money, is doing like speaking engagements and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just weird.
Plus they get certain advantages when it comes to playing the stock market and stuff. Like they can do things legally that we can't.
Insider trading.
Well, not just insider trading. You got if you get a tip that a stock is going to split, it is illegal for us to buy it right before it splits like that because we know it's going to split. That's illegal, but they're allowed to do it. What a split is where you buy a share, you have share of stock in it. Basically, one share of stock becomes 2 shares of stock. So you buy it. They made it illegal to buy right before a stock splits because you'd have people that would buy a share of stock in a company or in multiples of it, and for every one share, once it split, they would have 2 shares and they would sell it all off real quick. They made that illegal to try and tone down how many people were just doing the day trading where boom, 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 they're buying and selling, buying, selling, and Congress and the Senate, they're still allowed to buy those if they get those tips. So you used to be able to make a shit ton of money by buying stocks and selling them after they split.
Yeah, yeah. But talking about shit like, well, not stocks, but New York City, they can't even get them the vote for the mayor right without screwing up. You know, 100,000 votes. They were test votes to make sure the system was working, and never removed them. You know, did you read that, Rob? Talk to me, Rob.
No, sorry, I'm not even aware of that. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. And the guy in the lead, who's that ex police chief of New York City, he's in the lead. His lead's been cut way, way down, but he's the one that spotted it. He said, "How come there's more votes now than there was that when you announced the numbers earlier in the evening?" Then they look into it and they find out that that voting system they do when somebody doesn't have enough, their votes go on to somebody else, and all this kind of stuff. That that machine they were using, or computer, or whatever they're using, they were testing it with 100,000 fake votes, and they didn't clear those out before they entered the real votes into the machine. So they claim, you know, maybe, hey, I'm not saying they were trying to rig it. You know, I'm just saying it seems kind of strange. They, you know, the Democrats have a habit of doing shit like that. I'm not saying the Republicans haven't done it in the past. I mean, all politicians, they might all start out with good intentions, but they get into the system, and the system always gets them. You know, and if it doesn't, they don't last long as a politician. You know?
yeah, I don't know, but as far as New York City, I'd be willing to bet money something's crooked. But every everything I've known from that is basically strange.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm writing something in the chat. Trying to talk and chew gum at the same time is kind of difficult. So there we go. I should pay attention to the internal chat. Night Strike said he had to leave. So, all right. Guess he left because everything's working fine. All right. What are we going on to next? You know, we've got 10 minutes left. What do you want to talk about? You know? I'm still searching for my land. I wrote me out another list on what I'm going to need and what I'm looking for. You know, getting more precise what I'm looking for. But I mean, as I said, 1 to 2 acres. Ideally, I would like it to already have. I mean, if it's raw land, you know, it's like that. But I would love to have a piece of property that maybe years ago or a few years ago it had a like a trailer on it or something, and it's been taken away, but it still has a septic system on the property and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, septic and power.
Yeah.
You can find places like that, but the cost is a little more.
Yeah, that's the thing. The cost goes up. You know.
Yeah, and if you're looking for something with some land on it as well, then it gets a little trickier, because you can find a lot of those places where it's 3/4 of an acre here or there or something.
Well, 3/4 of an acre doesn't help me.
Exactly.
I need something that will allow me.
An acre or so.
I need something that will allow. I can do it on an acre. I need somewhere back.
But you
There's
got to
no
check
point
all
buying
that
an
legal
acre of
stuff.
land. No point buying an acre of land on the outskirts of town or in a subdivision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need it
You got to
outside.
check all that legal stuff and wherever, the state and county and all that as far as your building codes and stuff. So you don't end up signing up for a building that's going to cost you a lot more money that you weren't expecting later. So.
Oh, I know all that. I know that.
All right. All right.
I notice out here in the country, out in the county, a couple of counties around me, it's not that they're very lenient on certain stuff like that.
There's federal code and county code. So you got to, federal's more general. County will be, some counties and some places really don't have anything. Almost anything goes. That's where you'll see a lot of these new earth, whatever they call them, houses made out of dirt and all types of different things. They're becoming more popular. Natural homes or whatever they call them.
Yeah. Kingpin says, grow some wacky tobacco. Nah, I don't need to do that. But no, I want somewhere, as I all told you, if I can have a few chickens, maybe raise a hog, some guinea fowl to eat the ticks,
You just need to figure out what you can have a residency at, like occupancy. So if you're going to live there, like you said, you can just hide out in the woods and wait till they show up and try to, scam it as long as you can. But if you're going to make your investment and put your egg into it, you might as well, pick a place where it's going to give you less problems, depending on what you want to do.
Yeah, but if you're on a place and you're already starting to do stuff and they haven't bothered you, you have, sort of like, well, I've been doing it this long and you've only now telling me I can't do it. You got that going for you. So. Well, what's the word I'm looking for? Not squatter's right, because I wouldn't be squatting. I'd be owning the property, but doing what I'm doing. They say you can't do that. Well, why didn't you tell me that when I first bought the property? Why have you waited 9 months to a year to come out here and check to see what I'm up to? Well,
they I can't think of the word now, but they'll like prorate back and they'll estimate and assess and all types of good stuff for you, especially if you piss them off. So, because your property value will go up, and whether or not you have occupancy in some places depends on septic and power. So you might have to say you just live there half the year. It's a seasonal place, and then try not to get busted or something. But it all depends. All that stuff makes a difference on what county and stuff. So that's where you got to look into it.
See, the problem is, Rob, you've been living in New York too long.
Yeah,
I'm out here in a free state.
Yeah, Rob's been living in that communist state too damn long.
Yeah.
It all works until an inspector just nosily comes on your property and wants to make a bunch of assumptions one day.
Oh hell, here you can do whatever the hell you damn well please with your property.
Yeah.
There's people. I mean, if I had any land, I could set up my own shooting range and have a farm on the same property. Nobody would give a shit.
That is what it's like here too, and that's what I plan on doing. I'm planning on having me little shooting range.
That's fine, but building structures you're going to live in, that's where it gets a little different.
Now these building structures, hey, I'll just build. I mean, I don't plan on building it. I'm just going to put up a shed and live in it.
Yeah,
Or buy an old one of those class C RVs and sit there.
Yeah, if you're out in the county like what Rick's talking about here, you don't need any permits or anything to do any building.
So,
well, maybe I'm off.
Some
but
municipalities
from my
don't
research, I've had to check in with a lot of counties in Tennessee and a lot of different places, and there's big differences. So as far as building, actually calling the offices and speaking to them. So I mean, everybody's free to do what you want to do, but I'd double check if you're going to go sink a bunch of money into something, because it's better to know what you're getting into. Maybe you get away with it, maybe you don't. Maybe it's fine for 5 years, and then they want to be a dick. I would rather know that ahead of time and already either know where I legally stand, or know I should have so much money set aside for the day they decide to be a jerk.
Okay. All right. I don't know how in the hell I don't know how in the hell your woman stays with you, with your Debbie Downer attitude.
He's a
Because
basket of
I've
negativity. I tell you,
saved her ass and many others several times.
I understand what you're saying. I really do. I guess I'm more of a, is it optimist or whatever? What's what I'm looking for? I think things are always going to work out. So I don't know. But anyway, I said it's early days yet. I'm still looking. I'm still writing my list out of what I'm looking for. I'm writing a list of what I want, and going down this list, what I will accept. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what I want is a property that what I would love is to have a property that has sewer, electric, and water already on it. I mean, ideally, that would be the perfect thing for me. But working down the list, I would, what won't I accept? What's a deal breaker type thing? You know what I'm saying? And what kind of thing ideally, I would love to buy a place that maybe has an old building already on it that's a home. Might need a little bit of work. I got relatives around here. I think I could get together and put it right, make it livable. So, ideally, that's what I want.
Don't count on anybody but yourself.
Or
free help or anything like that.
Do what?
Have the funding to do it. I said, don't count on anybody but yourself for free help or anything like that.
Oh yeah, I know.
If you don't have the funding to do it, don't do it.
Oh, I understand that. Rick's G23. Have you looked into loans? To a certain degree, but not really. I mean, the only thing
you ain't got no damn money. How you gonna pay the loan back?
I mean, the only thing I want. I mean, I want to owner finance, right? Which I think, because I don't have. If I don't have $8,000 to drop on an acre of land or 2 acres of land, but owner financing, I explained this all the other day. With what I'm paying now, if I pay that for the next 2 or 3 years, but then the payments stop because it's mine, I don't mind doing that. But I don't want to be paying for the next 20 years. You know what I'm saying? The same with when I was looking at one of those sheds to convert to a home. There's a company that's down in a couple of towns over that builds them, and they do you can pay for it over 36 months. I don't mind doing that. As I said, in 36 months, the payment stops.
So are you planning on paying for 2 places? Or you're going to save money to get an RV and then instantly switch your payments over for the property and move out?
I don't want to pay for 2 places if I can help it. I might do it for maybe a month or 2, but that's about it. And I doubt if I could do it unless one of them was cheaper than what I'm paying now. You know what I'm saying? Because what I pay now is over half of my disability check now. You know what I'm saying? When I add it all together. When I add everything on there. Down to streaming TV streaming things and adding all that in there, right? I'm over half of what I get in Social Security. So,
Yeah, you're already spending more than you should, then.
what? Well, right now? Oh yeah, I know. That's why I'm looking at this other thing. Because it ain't getting any cheaper. Yes, okay. Right now, my rent hasn't gone up. My utilities haven't gone up yet. But if stuff's costing my landlord more, he's not going to earn less money. So how's he going to make up the difference? You can put the rent up. My electric that I pay now, it's going to cost more for them to produce it. They're not going to take the hit. What are they going to do? Pass it on to me. But
Well, you're in a house, right?
Social Security is not giving me enough to cover that. They're not giving me a raise.
Aren't you in a house?
I live in a house, yeah. Well,
Okay, so you rent the whole house?
yeah. I mean, it's only a 2-bedroom ranch style duplex type thing.
All right. So, I mean, would an apartment be cheaper in your area?
No. Mine is about the average price right now for what I got, for where it's at. See, that's another thing. You can't put it up too much more because there is no. Yes, it has electric, water, and sewer, right? And so it has those basic three, but that's it. There's no stores in this town. There's nothing like that. There's nothing here. It's just a community of homes. And I mean, like the street, I think last I looked, I think there's in the whole town of Snellville, I think there's 450 people. Oh, so Snellville covers there's farms and there's like on this street I live on, there may be 10, 12 houses on it. They're spread apart. I mean, like I live in a duplex. This is the only thing that is joined to the next house, next door. It's just what I live in. The rest of them are all single units on a good acre or, 3/4 of an acre each. And actually at the end of the street, there's a farm. So.
Well, you're doing this move because you want to save money, right?
Yeah, but I said I might be paying out the same kind of money for the first few years until I pay it off.
Right. And you want to reduce your bills, basically. You want to have less bills to pay.
Yes.
Have you done the math? I don't want to poke you in the eye here, but have you done the math if you cut back on your lifestyle as it is and just stayed in your place or in a...
Oh, I've done the math, yeah. I could cut back and I could save $200 or $300, I reckon. By cutting back on certain things like I can get rid of my satellite TV. I could change my cell phone plan. I could get rid of. Do I need 5 streaming services? So 2 of them are free right now because they're free because I belong to Verizon, but they're running out. And I'll have to pay for them eventually if I keep them. So yeah, I can save money that way. But food's not going down any. Gas ain't going down. That's what I'm saying. Things are going up, but so I don't feel that I should cut out these things just to be able to make ends meet. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense? Oh, we lost. Who did we lose?
Yeah, Rob.
Oh, I'm talking to myself here.
I was listening.
Yeah. All right. But anyway, that's what I was saying anyway. But we're getting... Oh, goddamn, it's gone 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So... G23 said there are loans that are $0.
Yeah,
I have to
zero
look into
down.
that. You know, I have to look into that. I mean, now you got to. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, I mean, financially, I screwed up years ago when I was drinking. So my credit rating hit rock bottom. About 10, 15 years ago, when I started getting sober, and I was maybe had 10 years or so. I realize it's me now. It took me a while to figure this out, but as my life was improving, i.e., I was getting more. I was getting credit cards offered to me, and of course, I'm taking them. What do? Get myself into debt again. So my credit rating tanked again, and it's taken me this long to start paying them off for my credit to start rising. So my credit's not that great to start with. Is where I'm going. That's why I'm looking at the owner financing and stuff like this.
Yeah. If
You know?
you're trying to get a home loan, they're going to want at least a 640. Unless you belong to like a credit union or something, they may give you a little more leeway.
Yeah, exactly.
For them.
I mean, and like that place where I'm looking at those sheds for 36 months, no credit check. There, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So that's the kind of place I'm looking at. You know, I looked at one. I built one. They had a website where you could build one, and I built one. It was a 12 by 20, right? Had a porch on it, and you could add stuff. I added the electrical stuff, you know, like the fuse box, and having plugs around the walls, having it insulated with foam spray and stuff, you know, and it worked out to be around $12,000, and it was around $550 a month. That's what I'm paying in rent now. But what I'm saying in 36 months, it's mine, and then I don't have to pay $550 a month. If I stay here for 3 years, I'm still paying the following month. I'm still paying another whatever the rent's going to be by that time. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I'm thinking about it, or am I looking at it wrong? I don't know, but you know, and for an acre or two, I'm looking for owner financing. So basically, the guy's got to have, you know, like he's a farmer and he's willing to sell off a couple of acres of his land to me, and he holds the note, because if I default or fail in my venture or drop dead or whatever, he gets his land back.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to find anything like that right now because of the way the housing market and property, you know, real estate market is right now. It's a seller's market. It's not a buyer's market. So it's going to be real hard to find anything like that right now.
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, around where I'm living, I haven't found anything yet. But if I go further out in the state of Indiana, there's stuff out there because I've been looking. But the problem is, I don't want to move, you know, a couple of hours away from where I'm at now. The reason I moved here was because of my health, to be near family in case, you know, something happened.
Much for somebody with no money.
Do what?
It said you want too much for somebody with no money.
Hey, the American dream. You know?
It sounds like my wife. She keeps saying, we get any money, we're going to do this. And I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Hey, it might never happen, but it's given me a goal to work towards. You know what I'm saying? It might never happen. I mean, in 3 years, I still might be living in this same place. So I don't know, but it's something that I want to do. Whether I can pull it off or not is another story. You know, but I'm looking into it. So there we go.
Talk to your relative with land yet?
No, I I'm thinking of going over there tomorrow. You know, because
Well, you're not very motivated.
no, I've been over there, but he hadn't been home, so I haven't been over this week yet. He only lives 5 miles down the road, so you know.
Talk to
So
your buddies.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go over there tomorrow. So he was home.
Yeah, talk to your buddies at the diner. Maybe one of them knows a farmer that wants looking
Well,
to sell off a few
I've
acres.
done that, and they're looking, and they're looking for me. But as you said, I'm not. They're out there, but there's not an abundance of them. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's going to be word of mouth. Oh yes, what's called is I know somebody, and they put me in contact with them, or they say, oh yeah, I can, I don't think I'm going to find it on looking at a website that sells land or the local newspaper. I think it's going to be done through word of mouth.
No, it doesn't hurt to look at someplace like Zillow.com and places like that.
I am looking at those.
Okay.
I am looking at those, but I got a feeling it's going to be word of mouth. Like, oh yeah, I know who your family is, type thing. Because my family comes from around here, so my last name is well known around here. So I got that going in my favor. So that's all I was thinking. Anyway, before we end this, don't forget my quiz for this Saturday's swag pack. What I wanted to know, email me. This is an email quiz. I want to know the real name of Slim Pickens, and I want to know the most popular story on how he got that name. Email me at rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. Get it into me by 12 o'clock this Saturday, Eastern time, the only time zone that matters. So there we go.
Yeah, Slim Pickens may be the only rodeo clown to ever have rode a bucking nuclear bomb.
That's right. That's right. What in the hell was the name of that movie?
Dr. Strangelove.
That's it. Yeah. So, who we got this time? Oh, okay. I've lost my. Who did we lose this time?
Nobody.
Oh, okay. All right. So anyway, let me go through this. Squib, you got any shout outs or plugs or anything to say about anything?
Live out your dreams. Don't worry about what other people say or think. And I guess eat a salad.
Thanks for the advice. Appreciate it. Salads are good for you. All right, Rich, you got anything?
Yeah, let's see. We got a wrestling show, which has been just about anything but wrestling lately. That's on Saturdays at 9:05 p.m. Eastern on the Unloaded Media channel. And then Sunday, maybe, is barring something going wrong. Well, we should, I hope, have This Week Unloaded returning this weekend at around 8:30, somewhere between 8:30 and 9 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully, again, we will be back with that one. Haven't done it the last 2 weeks, but stuff's come up.
Now, I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but don't forget Sunday's actually the 4th.
Yeah. I had something planned for that. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, Sunday's the 4th, but the federal official holiday is Monday the 5th. So.
Well, they got to have their day off.
Yeah, with pay.
It's why Juneteenth was the national holiday for the end of slavery and not January 1st, because you can't have two holidays on January 1st. If you think about it nationally, January 1st makes more sense because that's when Lincoln made the Emancipation Proclamation. So that would.
The Emancipation Proclamation didn't free the slaves.
Yeah, that's what they teach everybody in school. So, but it still would have made more sense than Juneteenth, because Juneteenth didn't free all the slaves either. It just let people know in Texas that the slaves were freed. That's all it did. It wasn't.
Yeah,
It was,
how in hell did a Texas holiday become federal all of a sudden?
it's called pandering.
Yeah, yeah. So, mind you, I think it's Rhode Island still is the only state left that celebrates V-Day. I think it's V-Day. That's what they call it when the Japanese surrendered.
VJ Day.
Yeah, I think Rhode Island is the only state left that still celebrates it or gives people off that day. You know, so
You had VE Day and VJ Day.
yeah, might be VJ Day. That I know it's what you call it. That so anyway. What was I going to say? There was something I was going to. I read something about West Virginia, and I was going to mention it to you, and I forgot what the hell it was. You know, but it's gone. If I remember, I'll write it down and talk about it on Saturday. It wasn't. It was something trivial anyway. But anyway, Rob, have we got to you yet?
Just thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us, everybody. As Squib said, eat a salad, do something healthy, and I'll catch you next time.
All right. Appreciate it. Oh, for any of you that are interested, I know it's on Fox. I know it's Hannity's show, but Trump and the governor of Texas are doing a town hall meeting type thing. So just thought I'll mention it. You know, but anyway, as Squib says, live your dream. Don't worry about what anybody else says. So, all right. For you guys in the chat, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. For hanging out with me for the hour 15 minutes we've been going. I really do appreciate it. And I will be back again on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern for another socializing. I don't know what we're going to talk about. More likely, it end up political, conspiracy theories, guns, whatever. If you got anything you want to talk about or any topics, email me at rickslife@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I know what I forgot to mention today. rnldisplays.com. Anybody behind there sees that AR floating on the wall there, like it's just suspended in space. That's the wall mount that you get with the package, or you get the wooden one that's sitting on top of my toolbox there. So, and if you use for 15% off, use Rick's Life in the as your discount code. So there you go. All right, I'm out of here. I will see you all later. And like I said, I'll be back on Saturday at 3 p.m. So good night, everybody. Good night, Sabrina.